Have you ever had a great idea? Something you were really passionate about? Maybe a new project at work or a personal goal you wanted to achieve. And then you shared it with others only to receive discouraging responses like, that will never work, or you re-dreaming too big. Suddenly your initial excitement begins to fade away. If you can relate to this situation, then trust me, you have come to the right place, because today we are going to discuss a profound lesson from the legendary Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba. Jack says, "Don't tell everyone your story." Let's just dive deeper into these words and discover why keeping certain things to ourselves can sometimes be the key to success. But before we begin, I need a favor. Please hit that like button to stay motivated and subscribe to the channel to level up in life. All right, now let's get back to the topic. Imagine you are standing on the edge of a cliff overlooking a vast, stormy sea. The waves crash against the rocks below you, and the wind whips through your hair. In front of you lies a small boat, rocking gently in the distance, representing the safety and calmness of the shore. The question is, are you willing to step into that boat and abandon the dreams you have been holding on to for so long? This might seem like a strange scenario, but it's a metaphor for the choices many successful individuals have made. Consider the case of Bill Gates. When he co-founded Microsoft, the idea of a personal computer in every home was just a distant vision. People thought he was crazy. They saw him as a nerd who wore the same clothes every day and spent most of his time alone in his room. His colleagues mocked him. His friends laughed at him, and his parents even pressured him to quit and get a real job. Similarly, Colonel Sanders was also ridiculed when he first introduced fried chicken to customers. They called him a cook who was trying to be something he wasn't. And Walt Disney faced countless rejections while pursuing his animation dreams. These men dared to dream big, yet they all started small. They didn't let others know their true ambitions. Instead, they took small steps towards their goals and achieved milestones that few believed possible. Now let's turn our attention to Jack Ma. Growing up in China, Jack Ma had humble beginnings. He wasn't a standout student. In fact, he failed the entrance exams multiple times before finally getting into college. Despite this, he carried within him a remarkable dream to transform China through technology. However, this dream seemed distant and unattainable, especially after he struggled to find a job. He applied to dozens of companies, including a position at KFC, but couldn't secure employment. The ironic twist is that while Jack dreamed of revolutionizing the food industry, he couldn't even land a job at KFC. Nevertheless, he remained determined to turn his dream into a reality. In 1999, along with 17 colleagues, he established Alibaba.com, a platform designed to connect Chinese manufacturers with international buyers. At that time, the idea of buying and selling products online was still quite unusual. Many people didn't trust online transactions, and there weren't many role models to look up to. Jack and his team didn't have much work experience, let alone any money. But they had something even more valuable: unwavering focus and commitment. In the beginning, only 18 people knew about their dream. They worked in a modest apartment, sharing a single computer and spending long hours typing out listings for Chinese manufacturers. While some of Jack's friends and colleagues admired his dedication, many others couldn't understand why he would choose to start an unknown business instead of working a stable job. They questioned his decision and expressed their doubts. "Why don't you work for a normal company with a normal schedule?" they would ask. But Jack remained silent, choosing to let his actions speak louder than words. He poured his energy and passion into Alibaba, taking risks and learning from each challenge that came his way. As the years went by, Alibaba grew rapidly. Its website became the go-to destination for international buyers looking for products from China. Jack's dream of transforming China through technology began to take shape. By 2014, Alibaba had over 200 million registered users and was processing billions of dollars in transactions annually. Jack's focus and determination paid off. Alibaba went public in 2014, making him a multi-billionaire. Today, Alibaba is one of the most valuable companies in the world. Its various businesses, including Taobao, Tmall, and Alipay, are household names in China. Jack Ma has become a legendary entrepreneur, inspiring countless individuals with his story. So, what's the key takeaway from Jack's journey? How did he turn his ambitious dream into a tangible reality? The answer lies in his ability to keep his dream hidden from the public eye. Throughout his journey, Jack Ma didn't actively seek attention or validation from others. He understood that doing so could drain his energy and divert his focus away from his goal. Instead, he stayed grounded and persistent, letting his work speak for itself. Think back to your own life. Have you ever had a moment when someone else's expectations almost derailed your dreams? Perhaps a parent suggested a career path for you, or a friend advised you to give up on a risky venture. These external influences can often shake our resolve, making us question our goals and aspirations. Jack Ma's story serves as a reminder to stay resilient in such situations. Don't be afraid to let go of what others want for you and embrace the uncertainty of pursuing your own dreams. By doing so, you open yourself up to the possibility of achieving something truly remarkable. When you talk too much about your dreams, you risk losing sight of the bigger picture. You may start to measure your progress based on others' opinions and feedback rather than your own internal compass. This can lead to a loss of focus and a decrease in motivation. Jack understood that the less he shared about his plans, the more he could maintain control over his journey. By keeping his dream hidden, he shielded himself from unnecessary distractions and criticisms that could have hindered his progress. We often live in a world where it can feel safer to conform and blend in, rather than standing out and being ridiculed for our uniqueness. This fear of rejection can hold us back from pursuing our passions and dreams. But here's the truth. Standing out is not only inevitable, but also essential for success. Think about the brightest stars in the sky. Do they shine by hiding behind clouds or competing with each other? No, they stand out, shining brightly in their unique ways, illuminating the darkness. We are much the same. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, you must be willing to stand out from the crowd and embrace what makes you different. As Jack Ma said, those who are different are often misunderstood. The path to success is rarely easy, and it comes with its fair share of obstacles and challenges. Along the way, you will encounter naysayers who try to belittle your efforts and convince you to give up. The reason Jack chose to stay silent is not because he lacked confidence in his dream, but because he knew that responding to critics would drain his energy and divert his focus away from his goal. Instead, he channeled his energy into finding solutions to problems and improving his business. He focused on executing his vision and letting his accomplishments speak for themselves. Remember the wise saying, "Stop fishing, start working." In the fishing village where everyone was catching fish for a living, a young man named David decided to break free from the traditional lifestyle. He worked tirelessly, saving every penny he earned to buy a tractor. Everyone thought he was crazy. "Don't waste your money on that useless machine," they said. "It's better to use it to buy more fishing nets and continue fishing." But David was determined to forge his own path. He bought the tractor and used it to help farmers in the village with their fields. Seeing the benefits of his hard work, other villagers started hiring David to help them with their farming tasks. Over time, David's tractor repair shop grew into a thriving business. He became the wealthiest person in the village. David's story illustrates a powerful concept. Stop fishing and start working. Fishing represents the safe and familiar path that most people follow, sticking to what's comfortable and avoiding risks. On the other hand, working symbolizes the effort and dedication required to pursue something new and potentially groundbreaking. When you choose to work, you venture beyond the familiar waters of tradition, venturing into uncharted territory where challenges await. But it is in this uncharted territory that extraordinary opportunities lie. The key to success often lies in identifying these opportunities and seizing them. While it's important to acknowledge the value of hard work, it's equally crucial to recognize the significance of staying silent and letting your actions speak. By embracing silence and focusing on your goals, you can pave the way for extraordinary success. If you enjoyed this video and found it valuable, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.